Hi everyone, nice to see you, and today we're going to talk about variables. Variables in programming are just like names. Like, how would you live without names, without naming anything? And so the same goes for programming. There isn't generally anything that can be done without having variables. So let me give you simple examples. For example, we want to get the addition and the multiplication of two numbers, let's say 12 and 20. We would do in our calculator 12 plus 20, that's equal 32. And if we want the multiplication, then we will do 12 times 20. And then we hit enter. And then we get 240. And let's say we want the two results for different numbers, different sets of numbers, like 12 and 20, 13 and 30. What would we do? We would need to do two calculations every time. So that's where variables are really useful. So, of course, this is the simplest example that I can give you. There will be much more useful things we will do later. So, first let's open VS Code. And what I have done here is I've just created a JS file named variable.js. As I've already shown you in the previous video, let's install Quokka.js. Quokka.js, this one. So after installing Quokka.js, you just need to open the JavaScript file and then do Ctrl-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P on Mac, and then type Quokka and say start on current file. That would let us start Quokka on this file. So let me close this output window. What if we want to have the two calculations that we just did, but using variables instead? So what we would do is to declare like a equal 12, yes, just like in mathematics, and then b equal 20. And then we want the result of the addition, so we just need to do, let's say, addition equal a plus b, and multiplication equal a times b. So then as Quokka is running, I just need to type addition here, and I get the result of the addition. And if I duplicate this multiplication here, so the addition of 12 and 20 is 32, and the multiplication of 12 times 20 is 240. So now, if I want to do the same calculations for the two numbers, I don't need to repeat 12 times 20 or 12 plus 20 twice. I just need to replace the value of one variable. So I can say 13 here, and as you can see with Quokka, the results are updated real time here. And I can change this to 30, and then you can see that by using variables we can reuse them later, and then what we need to do is just change the value that we've assigned to the variable, and then we have different results. Wonderful, right? And then we can do the same for text, or let's say string. It's string in programming, we just mean text. So we can do that for text too. So for example, we have the first name. Let's say the first name is John. and the last name is Do. If we want to get the full name, let's say the full name then would be first name plus last name, right? So in order to print the full name, we just need to type down here full name, and we get John Doe, like here. And so, as you can see, we don't have a space between the first name and the last name. So we just need to add one from here. Okay, so when we use text, we need to put them inside quotes or double quotes. And now, as you can see, we have the full name here. So then we can change what's inside the last name here. Let's say Lennon. And the full name updates as John Lennon, as we've updated the variable that we used inside the full name. So that's how we use variables. So here are a few tips when we use variables on JavaScript and say TypeScript later. So here, as you can see, there is nothing defining that we have already declared the variable. So there is no way for us to know if I say then later a equal something, and then what about the a that I've already declared above? So I may think here that I haven't used this variable yet, but I've already used it. So what we need to do is, when we declare a variable, we add let before the name of the variable. So here, let's say I put let a equal 13, and then down here, if I want to declare a again, if I want to do, let's say let a equal 14, there is an error. And the error says that cannot redeclare block scoped variable because I've already declared it. So when we declare a variable, we need to use let when we first use it. But what if we don't want the variable to be reassigned? So declaring a variable is using it for the first time. And assigning a value to a variable is like here. Here we have declared the variable a, and then we assign the value 13. So what if I don't want a to be reassigned? So instead of let, we need to use const. So const stands for constant. So if here down here, for example, we say const b equal 13. So as we have used let with a here, that means that we can reassign the value. So here a is 13. But what if I want a to be, let's say 16? So I can reassign the value of a with a equal 16. And as you can see, a has been updated to 16, and now the addition and the multiplication have been updated. But I cannot do the same for b because it is a constant. That means that I can only assign value to a constant variable once. But we cannot do the same with the b variable because it is a constant. Can we have a constant variable? The name variable means something that can vary. As I've told you in the beginning of the video, variables are like names. Okay, so yes, the answer is yes. We can have a constant variable in programming. So here we cannot, however, reassign b because we've declared it with const. So if I try to say down here b equal 14, then I have an error message. It says assignment to constant variable. So we cannot do that. So that helps us know that we've already assigned a value to this variable. We've said that it is a constant, so we shouldn't do that. So when you declare a variable with let, the variable is mutable. But when you declare it with const, it is immutable. So that's why we have this error here, because we cannot reassign the value of b as it is immutable. So can we name these variables however we want to name them? The name of a variable can only contain letters, numbers, underscores, and dollar signs. However, it cannot start with a number. For example, I cannot say here 6 addition, because 6 would be considered as a number, and we want to know where the variable is. And we can't use reserved words when we name a variable, like for example let and const is reserved keywords. So we can't name our variables like let or const. We can say const equal 14, for example. That would give us an error. And there are other few reserved words. Generally, when the name of the variable contains multiple words, like let's say we want to change this addition to addition of A and B. So this is unreadable. So instead, what we do is we use camel case. That means that we capitalize the first letter of each word. So here it would be of AB would be better. So that would be how we name it. So this is camel case, and we can also use snake case. So instead we separate the words with an underscore of A, B, for example. Of course, we will have more practical examples of this later. So now what if we want to comment our codes? So comments are, as I just said, we want to comment the code. So here, for example, we declare A. So what if I say declaration of A here? So what I've done here is I've added a comment to this line. So in order to do that, we just need to add a double slash followed by the comment. So we can write whatever we want here for the comment to help us in identifying what this line of code does or is. So a shortcut for that too would be if we're on this line, for example, we can do control slash or command slash, and that would comment the line for us. So then we can comment here like the following codes are about variables, for example. We can also comment existing line of codes. For example, I can select this line and then I can just say control slash and then it gets commented. If I want to comment multiple lines, I can just do control slash as before, but in JavaScript, if I want to comment like from here to here, I can say slash. So if we want to comment multiple lines of code, we just need to use slash and asterisk. And then to end the comment, we just reverse the asterisk and slash. And that's how you comment multiple lines of code. So comments will help us later in the documentation of our functions and parameters and our entire code. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.